Well, hello there. I've got my I love CO2 t-shirt. Yes. Well, hello there. Most of you know that I like a good conspiracy theory. I don't necessarily buy in to all the conspiracy theories that are going out there. Take, for example, the contrails that you see in the atmosphere from aircraft. Now, a lot of people will think that that's chemicals being injected. Well, I don't, not one of those. But I did believe in well, they classed me as an anti-vaxxer because I didn't like the COVID vaccine. And of course, we were proven right. All of those that didn't buy into the COVID-19 vaccinations, we're now being proven right. Well, that's another thing. But one of the biggest conspiracy theories that I'm actually quite into is this climate change scam. Now, I watched a video. I'll try and find a link to this video and I'll put it into the description. And it's a series of eminent scientists, excuse me, who are debunking the climate crisis. CO2 is plant food, basically, and CO2 increase is a result of temperature increase. When the ocean started to warm up after the last mini ice age, it started to release CO2 into the atmosphere. Now, CO2 is a result of the planet warming up slightly, not a cause of the planet warming up slightly. And these eminent scientists in this other video will say so. Now, normally there's a lag between CO2 increase and temperature increase. There is a lag of about 800 to 1,000 years. And these scientists have claimed that the weather really hasn't increased since the 1940s. In fact, there's only been something like a 2-degree increase in temperature since the 1880s. Now, they say one of the reasons that people are saying that the temperature is going up through the roof, it's because the measuring stations that they had back in the 1940s were way out in the middle of the countryside where there were no human structures, roads, motorways, dual carriage, whatever, buildings, cities. So the temperature was quite low. And then the cities expanded and houses grew up around these measuring stations. So, of course, the temperature increased. If you ever look at an infrared map of a city, you'll see that the heart of the city is the warmest. And, of course, we're out in the countryside. It's quite cool. So that's probably one of the reasons why they're claiming that we're boiling the planet. But seriously, there's only been a 2-degree increase since the 1880s. And most of us won't know a difference between 5 degrees. If it, you know, today might be dull and miserable, tomorrow the sun might come out, and it will be a good 10 to 15 degree increase, especially if sat here in this corner where the sun hits and there's not much wind. So CO2 isn't a bad thing. But having said that, I do believe, like I said before, I do believe that we need to find an alternative fuel source, simply because fuel that we know, the fossil fuel, will run out. It's not an infinite supply. It will definitely run out. And now this methanol that I was talking about the other day, where you use CO2 in a matrix with copper and urea, and you use sunlight to create methanol. And they, coincidentally, one of my other followers sent me a video of Maersk Annie going in, I hope I pronounced it right, going into Felixstowe. Now, this particular brand new boat can run on methanol. And as I said before, methanol will reduce your CO2 emissions by 95% and will reduce your NOx emissions by 80%. Now, if we can make methanol, it means that we're still going to have internal combustion engines, which is so much easier. Can you imagine if today we all had electric cars, and then suddenly somebody invented an engine that ran on this strange liquid called petrol. Can you imagine that? Imagine having a car that took 4 to 6 hours to charge up. A fast charge would actually damage the battery, as we know. Wouldn't it be strange if we suddenly come up with a new car that could be filled in 15 minutes and you're on your way again, and you gave you a range of twice the amount that you could get from your electric battery? Imagine having a fuel that you could put straight into your car that was half the price of the electricity that you're using. We'd all jump to it, wouldn't we? We'd all jump to these newfangled internal combustion engines. But no, it's the other way around. We're trying to make us go from an engine which is half the cost to run, twice the distance, and the car's going to be worth something when you come to sell it second hand. And if electric cars were so good, we would be jumping at the bit to get there. But no, it's not. It's the electric cars are not the way forward. As I said before, it takes roughly about 8 years worth of internal combustion engine emissions to produce every single battery. Now, nobody studied the cost of decommissioning these batteries and the cost of recycling these batteries. But we do know that these batteries have an average life of about 3 to 5 years. And of course, if you puncture those batteries, tiny little puncture, they may burst into flames or they may not start charging because of the safety circuits built in. So that's going to cost you £20,000 to get yourselves a new battery. Most people can't afford that. After shelling out money for a new car, you're not going to be able to come up 3 years later and shell out another 20 grand because your insurance or warranty won't cover the cost of replacement of your battery. Anyway, go check this video out. Listen to some of the facts that these eminent scientists are saying. What I find absolutely amazing is that it took 88 minutes for our Parliament to debate net zero. They didn't invite eminent scientists, people who knew what they were talking about. They just listened to little tiny girls who happened to listen to David Attenborough rather a lot on television and start squealing about, how dare you? Yeah, well, Greta Thunberg, how dare you? You're one of the world's greatest actresses, and I have no respect for you whatsoever. Anyway, I've rambled on. This is coming up for 8 minutes. So what I won't put the mid-adverts in for this one because it's just me rambling on. Anyway, I'll catch you all on the next one. See ya.